I hope you'll stay with me for these few minutes. These few minutes might very well change your trading life. I am Bagadon at StockMarketCaddy.com, and today is Sunday, February 18th at about 12:45 here in Tampa Bay. I'm going to show you over the next few minutes how Swing Machine is positioned on the entire S&P 500 on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and even on a monthly basis. I'm also going to show you how Swing Machine Plus is positioned on a daily, weekly, monthly basis for the entire NASDAQ 100. But before we do, I want to have a short conversation with you about the market itself. It is not possible to control the market. Nobody can control the market. We do not have the Bible code. There is no Bible code. There is no triangulating to win on every single trade. I am sometimes asked, Don, I just want to know what the market will do tomorrow. Folks, if we could tell you what the market is going to do in the next 5 minutes, we could do maybe what you're searching to do, and that is put everything you have on one single bet. What do they call that? A parlay for the Super Bowl? Betting on whether or not there's going to be a field goal missed or not missed in the Super Bowl and all these little parlay bets, and you bet the ranch. That is not what we do. We are not gamblers. We cannot control the market. We cannot tell you exactly what the market is going to do in the next 5 minutes, the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month. In fact, it gets more difficult the further out you go. But we do trade with rules, rules-based trading. And we do take into account the probability and the proper management of money. We are trying to help people learn how to play the game and how to trade proportionately and to trade as a business. The tool you're about to see, Swing Machine, does not use any of the proprietary tools of moving averages, stochastics, and MACDs, and all that other nonsense. But before we go there, if you cannot control the market, how is it you can control anything? Well, there are a number of things that you can control, and that's what I want to share with you. I want to make you aware. It's the first step of learning anything. Being aware of something you don't know. And one of the things, although you cannot control the market, you can control what you trade. Have you made a conscious decision of what you're going to trade? Are you going to trade stocks, options, futures, Forex? Do you know when you are going to trade? Are you going to trade intraday, daily, weekly, monthly? Do you want to be a long-term investor? How much leverage are you going to use? Maybe you don't want to use any leverage. Or are you going to try to use extreme amounts of leverage? What are your expectations? Do you expect from anyone that you are going to win on every single trade or 90% of the trades so that your equity curve goes up and up and up and up every single day? What can you afford to lose or draw down? Well, Bagger, I don't want to lose. Of course, nobody wants to lose. But it is not possible to trade without what we call a drawdown. You want your portfolio to run up and run up and run up. I get that. But you cannot have run up without drawdowns. Do you have any trading rules whatsoever? Or are you merely parlaying the market like on the Super Bowl? I'm going to bet on Patrick Mahomes on how many yards he's going to rush, or Brock, or how many field goals they're going to be. Are you just winging it? Do you have any rules whatsoever to enter? Do you know what the past performance of those rules would have done for you in the last few months, the last few years, if you had followed them? Or are you simply just going to wing it and start putting money down and hoping for the best? Do you have any rules to exit? One of the mistakes that many people make is that they get into a winning trade and they exit much too early. Or they get into a losing trade and they don't exit at all. Let me show you something right now. This is our proprietary tool running on the TradeStation proprietary product called Radar Screen. We call this tool the Swing Machine Plus. Let me show you how it is set. We have it set to stocks. True. The dollars per trade, $10,000. Now you could set it at $5,000. You could set it at $1,000. You could, of course, take these signals and trade options. If you're familiar with options, you could certainly do that. But for purposes of today, it is assuming, this purse is assuming that you bought or sold stock using a $10,000 block of money. And what you want to know is what I want to know. Out of the S&P 500, let me sort. What is the top performing stock for Swing Machine Plus? And it's probably, to no one's great surprise, NVIDIA. NVDA. Now, what is important is that Swing Machine went along NVIDIA 71 days ago. And if you had placed a $10,000 trade into NVIDIA at $457.51 back on November 6th, you would be up $5,871.35, or 58%. Swing Machine also gives us the trend information. It gives us information on fear and greed. And let me also show you, gives you much more than that. We don't have time all today, but it can also give us what we call the fairway radar. Where are we on the field? And NVIDIA is right in the middle of the field. She happens to have earnings this week. Entirely possible that she runs up over 745, which would mean that she's very extended, or she might even run down to 714. But we're not here to talk about specifically NVIDIA. We're here to show you what a rules-based trading approach could do for the person who has a discipline. And we'll talk about that in a moment. The next stock actually happens to be Ralph Lauren. Has anyone talked about Ralph Lauren? I haven't heard them talk about it. AMD, Meta, Facebook, Lam Research, Broadcom, Netflix. Now, out of the top, or out of the entire S&P 500, I am going to scroll down over here and I'm going to show you how Swing Machine is positioned on all of these S&P 500 stocks at a glance. You can slow this down. It's going to tell you whether they are long or dipping, or short and or ripping. This tells you how many days they've been in the trade. Here's a sleeper. Is anyone talking about Allstate? If you had bought Allstate 108 days ago, you'd be up 46%. So let me show you. We're going to scroll down slowly so that you can slow this video down, then maybe pick out your favorite stock. So this red one means that Charter Communications Swing Machine went short 78 days ago. And if you had shorted it, you would be up 28.83. If you had got out of it and you were long, you would have saved yourself that money. You don't have to short. Here's Pfizer, short 166 days ago. But let's continue down. We're going to show you all 500, everything that we're positioned. Not my opinion, not a moving average, not stochastics, not MACDs. Let's widen this out here a little bit so you can see the numbers, because we have 500 of these, so we don't want to take too much time. But notice that the purse is still all green. We come down. Now, these red that you see mean that these stocks are trending down. There are some stocks that are getting hammered. Hopefully, you're not holding them. Our members won't be. There you have it. So right here is 403. Out of 500 stocks, Swing Machine is profitable in 403 of those. Now, the yellow purse means that he is flat. Probably going in right here, right now, in one position or the other. So out of 500 stocks, he is either profitable, or she is either profitable or flat out of 420. Now the remaining 80, Swing Machine is suffering a drawdown, but they are relatively small, as you can see. So we don't win on every single trade, but what Swing Machine will do is kick out the losers very, very quickly. He will not stay wrong for long. So there you have it. Now you might say, Don, I'm not a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. I want to be investing. Not a problem. Let's come up here. Edit. We'll come here. Time frame. Customize. All symbols. And we're going to put them on a weekly. Say OK. And we just changed all of these symbols to a weekly investment time frame with one push of a button. Now, NVIDIA happens to be up here because it was still there, but it may or may not be the top stock on a weekly basis. I don't know. So let's sort on a weekly basis. It's actually Eli Lilly, 170 weeks ago. Is anybody talking about that? How about this one? Qantas Services. Anybody talking about that? A $10,000 investment. $10,000, 170 weeks ago, is up 430 something percent. Here's another one. NVIDIA happens to be here. It was 56 weeks ago. Now, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to scroll down, give you a chance to look. Now, some of these are long and short. So out of 500 stocks on a weekly basis, let's look and see how many stocks Swing Machine is up or down. Down we come. Again, I don't mean to make you dizzy, but here we go. There. 417 stocks are profitable. We have some that are flat. So 426 stocks out of 500 are either profitable or flat. And yes, some of the others are suffering a little bit of a drawdown. Now the drawdowns will be a little bit larger on a larger time frame. Now you might even say, that's too fast, Don. I don't want to be some sort of weekly trader. I want to be a long-term investor. I'm 20 years old. I got all the time in the world. I just want to put a little bit of money on stocks on a monthly basis as they come available. Well, how are you going to know when to come available? How are you going to make that decision? So let's change Swing Machine to a monthly basis. Oops, excuse me. I meant to change them all. I only changed one. We'll come here, all symbols, to a monthly basis. We hit OK. This is now on a monthly basis. And let's go look. Apple Computer. Yes. If you had been an investor and you had placed $10,000 in Apple on a monthly basis, split adjusted, it would have been 43 cents, 43 cents split adjusted back on February 27th of 2004, you would have 4.2 million. And yes, number 2 is NVIDIA. Split adjusted 3.89, 1.8 million. Old Dominion, FICO, Costco. Look at all these other stocks. It isn't just the big 7. Now, let's scroll down and show you again. I'm happy to do this. Now we have some short stocks. Now you don't have to short, but you wouldn't want to be holding any of these because you would be losing a ton of money. And down we come. And we're still profitable. So out of 500 stocks on a monthly basis, Swing Machine is profitable in 224, and then he's also flat out of 238. Now on a monthly basis, and I'm not sure, did I sort that correctly? Because we're still not sorting, so let's go back up here. Let's do this again. Haven't done this in a while on a monthly basis, but let's scroll down again. I think we didn't sort that quite right. Here we go, down. We're following all the green. Yeah, there we go. I didn't quite sort it fully. So out of 500 stocks, 386 on a monthly basis are profitable. Now, they're not all up millions, but that might be, in the last 8 months, maybe Take-Two Interactive is a stock you want to be paying attention to for the long haul. Maybe 100 shares. But we also have some flat positions. So out of 500 stocks, Swing Machine on a monthly basis is either profitable or flat out of 414. And yes, he is suffering a drawdown on a monthly basis on some of these. And I'm not sure what this one is here. TDG, I'm not even sure if it's TransDigm, why that is still there, but it's one negative outlier. So we'd want to dig into it. This is the power of Swing Machine Plus. Now we can also do this with the NASDAQ 100. And let me show you. Here is the NASDAQ 100, also on a daily. And we can do the same. Now we've run over some 10 minutes. So I don't want this video to be too long. If you would like to see more, if you visit StockMarketCaddy.com, you will learn more about who we are and who we are not. If you are looking just for signals, you probably don't want to subscribe to us. I mean, our monthly members do get signals each and every night, but we are big advocates about teaching and hopefully for the members learning. So we do not present ourselves as some sort of a signal service. We are an educational site, a mentoring site. And if you have an interest in learning how the game is played, and you want to develop a discipline and stop the gambling, playing the parlay, only doing it in the market, guessing at this and guessing at that, week in and week out, that will run its course. That is not what we are doing. We are rules-based traders, and there are many different rules. You don't have to follow our rules. You can develop your own, especially if you want to become an annual member and you want to have these tools like Swing Machine. And we have nearly 70 other proprietary tools, trading robots and indicators and show me studies and other radars. But there is a lot of learning to go on. It isn't about just buying a call and buying a put and betting on the outcome of how many field goals are going to be kicked in a game. That isn't what we are about. We are about trading as a business, monitoring and tracking the money flow so that we can extract cash flow. I wish you the best. Please visit our site, call anytime, and have a great trading week. Thank you so much, everybody.